guys, welcome back to episode number 3 of Continuously Refined.
I'm Shayna.
And I'm Cicely. And in today's episode, Shayna is going to be talking about her health journey and the path that she's taken to get to where she is now.
Yeah, so we are just going to jump right in to all my girls who have struggled with irregular periods, PCOS, acne, weight gain, being told that birth control is your only option. I am here to tell you that there are solutions and there is a way to heal your body naturally, but it's not easy and it takes hard work and lifestyle changes, but I promise you it is so worth it and you will feel better than ever before. So here is my story. When I was about 16 years old, I went to my primary doctor and she sent me to the OBGYN because I was not having regular periods. And I had begun to kind of have this like slight acne breakout. So my primary doctor sent me to my OBGYN. This was sophomore year of high school. And she pretty much right then and there, I told her about my history and things like that. And she diagnosed me with PCOS, which is polycystic ovarian syndrome. And pretty much to be diagnosed with this, there are 5 criteria and you have to have 2 out of the 5. And I had 4 out of the 5. Pretty much one of them like irregular periods. She assumed that I had an increased androgen level, which leads to like acne and excess hair growth, as well as insulin resistance. In this meeting, like in my doctor's appointment, I left being terrified because she pretty much said that having PCOS would decrease my chances of being able to have a child one day, which at 16 years old is so scary.
That's terrifying to be told at such a young age.
Yeah, it was not a great day. And she never explained to me why. Never explained to me why this was happening with my body, why I had PCOS. Like, I just wanted answers and pretty much said my only option was birth control. So I walked out of that office that day with so many unanswered questions.
Did she ask you at all, like, about when you first got your period and, like, your history behind that at all?
Like, kind of, but it was very much just like, what's going on right now? This is the problem. Okay, here's birth control.
Yeah, how can we mask this symptom?
Exactly. It was all about masking. So I was just wondering, like, why my body wasn't getting a normal period. Why are my hormones off? And what can I do to fix it? So pretty much she gave me the pill and I remember taking it for the first time. It was like the middle of my sophomore year. I took it right before I went to bed and woke up the next morning, like not feeling great, but I was like, okay, whatever. Went to school and I'm sitting in my first period English class and all of a sudden this nausea and like sick feeling just rushes over me. And so I'm sitting in class and I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to throw up.
Oh my gosh.
Run out of my first period English class and go throw up in the bathroom and felt awful the rest of the day. Like it was so bad. So tell my mom, and pretty much the only thing that could think of is, oh, I just started birth control.
Yeah.
So we told the doctor, she's like, oh, don't worry. I've got a different dose for you. Puts me on a different dose of birth control.
So it was just a different kind of birth control?
Yeah,
but still a pill?
Correct. It was still birth control, but it had different levels of the different things as to like different hormones as to not upset my stomach.
Okay.
And I was on that pill for over a year, throughout the rest of my sophomore year and into my junior year of high school. And when I was on it, I was getting regular periods.
Okay.
So every month, knew exactly when it would come. You can see on the pill, like it changes colors right when you're about to get your period. So I knew every single month when it was coming. My acne had stabilized, but it like didn't fully go away, but it was fine. But throughout this whole time, you know, being a 17-year-old, I was still wondering, like, what is it about this pill that's making me have a period and why can't my body do it on its own?
Yeah.
Why taking this one little pill every day my body can do it, but why can't it do it on its own?
Right. And like, what is your body missing that it isn't able to act the same way as some other woman?
Exactly. And I just wanted answers, but I was also 17 years old. So that says itself. And then after about a year of taking the pill throughout high school, I stopped it. One day I was just over it and I wanted to see if my body could do it on its own. I'd been on it for a year.
So you just decided this on your own?
I just stopped in the middle of whenever, hadn't seen my doctor, hadn't told my mom, nothing.
Oh
just
my
stopped.
gosh.
I just stopped taking it.
Shayna, that's the most you thing ever.
Like I was literally just taking the pill
to get a period.
Yeah. So I just stopped. Well, it never came back. I didn't have my period for 19 months.
Oh.
And at this point, it was the end of my senior year. And I'd gone to my primary doctor. She continued to tell me that the only option was birth control for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the heck? I'm 17 years old. Like, I have to be on this forever. So I went at the end of my senior year to my first alternative medicine doctor. And she ran a ton of blood work. And for the first time, actually kind of explained to me, here's the things your body's missing.
Yeah.
Here's why it's not doing this. Here's why it's not doing that. So I knew I got finally some knowledge about it, which I'd been really searching for the last couple years at this point. And she explained to me like the specific areas of where my hormones were off. But because I was about to leave for college and I hadn't got my period for 19 months, she was like, you need your period now. So she put me back on another birth control.
An alternative medicine doctor. Put you back. Wow. Okay.
Correct. Put me back on the pill once again. So now it's my second time. And this time it was awful. I had all of the symptoms that birth control gives you to the max. Like, and I had just moved across the country.
Yeah.
To a college, starting freshman year, living on my own.
Not knowing anyone, like new roommate. Yeah.
And my hormones freaked out. I had horrific acne, like red, puffy, cystic acne all over my face. I gained almost 20 pounds.
Wow.
This
is so crazy too, because like I knew you from like the first day freshman year, but like I didn't know any of this was happening like in knowing you because we weren't that close at the time.
No, we weren't. But you could see the acne on my face. It was awful. I would like cake makeup on my face every single day to leave my dorm for breakfast because this is like the first impression of meeting anyone in college.
Yeah.
And it was awful. And with that, I mean, we were also eating on a college diet and we were trying our best to eat healthy, but still you're in college. So in October of my freshman year, I went on Accutane because nothing was working, which looking back on and knowing what I know now about health and your body and Accutane, I wish I never did it.
Yeah.
And it completely wrecked me. It wrecked my body. It wrecked my digestive system. It was awful. And it set me back months.
Oh, wow. At this point, are you still on birth control too? Were you taking both of them?
Correct. Okay. So in order to be on Accutane, you have to be on a birth control.
Oh, yes.
And you have to take pregnancy tests.
Yes.
Every month. So you also, with this, in order to like reorder your Accutane, you have to show that you're on the prescription of birth control. You have to show a negative pregnancy test and you have to get blood work done every single month. So my blood work came back and within a few months of being on it, I had a damaged and slowed liver. So they could tell that my liver was starting to function much slower than it should be at my age. And I had insanely high triglyceride levels. So the average range for a triglyceride is between 70 and high levels, like you can push up to 100.
Yeah.
My triglycerides were 400.
Oh my gosh.
As an 18-year-old, pretty healthy college student, my triglycerides were over the moon, insane, so unhealthy, and my liver was failing. The alcohol that we drank freshman year probably did not help.
Definitely not.
But the being on Accutane was a big thing.
Yeah.
So the dermatologist didn't take me off, continued to up my prescription every month of the Accutane in order to get rid of it, and gave me, she put me on another medicine, which was called fenofibrate, that's supposed to lower your triglycerides. So at this point, I'm taking birth control, 2 doses of Accutane a day, and fenofibrate.
Wow.
Which, after doing my research, fenofibrate is known to cause liver damage. At the same time, my liver is not doing well. I'm taking another pill to decrease my triglycerides, which is also increasing the liver issue.
They just keep adding pills for the symptoms that the pills are then creating.
Correct.
Yeah.
Not fixing the problem at all, just masking it here and now so it looks better on a blood test.
Yeah.
Like, made no sense to me. It was an absolute roller coaster. That was my freshman year. I was on Accutane for 6 months. But it worked. My acne cleared up, has completely gone away, never came back, which I am so grateful for. The day that I stopped taking Accutane, I also got off birth control. Again, didn't consult a doctor. I'm like, forget this. I'm getting off of it. With the weight gain, and I was losing chunks of my hair. It was awful. I needed to get off. So that was the end of freshman year. Again, had the best time. Loved my college experience. This was just all intertwined in the mix of it. Summer, going into my sophomore year, I was actually scrolling on TikTok, and I had found a girl who had experienced very, very similar symptoms.
Okay.
The being told that you are diagnosed with PCOS, having the weight gain, being told that birth control is your only option. And in her TikTok videos, she explained how she turned to lifestyle changes and going to a functional medicine doctor to heal her PCOS. And she was actually able to reverse all of her PCOS symptoms and naturally get her hormones stabilized and like consistent period back. And this gave me really so much hope, knowing that it was possible for me to heal myself and that I didn't have to fully listen to the doctors telling me that birth control was my only option. So right around there, kind of beginning of my sophomore year, I officially started seeing now a functional medicine doctor, different than the one before, a full-on functional medicine doctor that we were recommended by our family and friends. So I saw her regularly. She ran more blood work, and this was more blood work than I had ever done before. I think the first time she took 12 vials of blood.
Wow.
Like, I almost passed out. And she sat down with my mom and I for an hour and a half and went through every single little detail of what the test ran, what the levels are supposed to be, what her levels say I should be, how they coordinate together, and how your body really functions as one. So if it's not just this is off and this is off, but how is the whole body working together? So that was really the first time that I had been getting answers and was explained all the things that I was concerned with. At this time, I also took something called a Dutch test, which shows your hormone levels and a few other levels throughout a day, which was super, super helpful to dive into exactly what was off with my hormones and why I wasn't getting a period. So I started to focus on diet, specifically decreasing carbs and increasing the amount of proteins that I was taking, making sure that I was eating 3 full meals a day. In the past, I'd really been skipping out on that. My doctor really wanted to ensure that I was having a regular sleep schedule. That was super important for cortisol levels. She put me on around 10 supplements a day because my body was so deficient in nutrients that it needed. So that was really eye-opening. One, it was like, oh my gosh, this seems like a lot. But 2, this is how deficient your body is. And these are all the nutrients that you should be getting that you're not. So started taking those. I changed the way that I was exercising. I went into more of a weight training exercises rather than cardio, which I feel like we're told cardio is so good, run, do this, do that. But it was not. And especially for my body and my health, it was not good for me at all. So I started doing weight training exercises, and I really implemented all of these things to regulate my body so that it felt that it was safe and then it could continue to function normally. So when your bodies feel like you're being chased by a lion, so you pretty much go back to like old times when we were like cavemen, and when you are being chased or you're threatened by a predator, your body goes crazy, and it's so focused on keeping yourself safe that it doesn't do the normal functions.
It's the survival mode that it goes into.
Exactly. Your digestive system isn't going to work, and you go into, it's your parasympathetic nervous system. So in implementing all of these things, really to calm down my parasympathetic nervous system. And within the last few months, I've started to focus on eliminating hormone disruptors from my home, which include changing the water that I've been drinking, adding air purifiers around the house to get rid of toxins, and as well as looking at clean ingredients in my facial and makeup products, not using Teflon pans, because all of these have chemicals that disrupt your hormones.
Yeah.
Wild.
How did you feel when you finally started to get answers, and when your doctor was finally able to like point to things and be like, this is why you've been experiencing all these things for so many years when you didn't get answers?
It was really like an aha moment. Like I'd been struggling with something for over like 3 to 4 years, and it was like, oh my gosh, like it's not that hard. Like here I wanted to know why, and I was so curious, and so getting those, here's a cause and here's the effect, like really just changed my whole mentality on it. And it brought me a lot of hope knowing that like I could be like healed, because for so long I was like, okay, well, I guess I'm going on birth control and I'm going to be on it for the next 10 years. And I thought that that was my only solution. So being able to find a doctor and running the test was just such a like relief, and really changed my mentality, knowing that I would have to put in all this hard work, but it'll be worth it in the end. And I have been implementing these changes for a solid, overall, I started about a year ago, but strictly focusing on diet and working out. And I have never felt better before. I can see the change that my body's making. I can feel how much better I feel. And it's been so, so amazing.
Do you notice a change in it helping your hormones at all?
So hormones are so hard and they're so sticky to tell. One easy way to physically tell are to look at your acne, to see your periods, hair growth, things like that. And so I still haven't been getting consistent periods. They've been coming, just not consistent. But looking at blood work and that Dutch test. So that's one really easy way to look at hormones and look at the levels. And they have been getting better by making the changes, and the supplements that I've been taking, they have been getting better, which is also just like that push that you need.
Yeah, absolutely.
When you work so hard at something and you don't see immediate reaction or immediate gratification, you lose a lot of motivation. So getting those tests back and seeing the results is that push that I've been needing to continue and continue working at it.
Yeah, you're like, I know that this is finally working. I see the metric for myself and I can prove that it is working. Because like you said, it's something that's so hard to track. So when you're still not seeing the immediate result, it's like, okay, well, am I doing all of this for nothing? I've completely changed my lifestyle, my diet, my exercise. I have air purifiers. Like, is it all for nothing? Is very easy to question.
And I've questioned it 100 times through and through. But I just keep going back to, why are you doing this? And you're feeling so much better than you were when you were on birth control. Like, yes, you're getting that. You can see that it's quote unquote masking the issue, but now I can feel better. And so it's been really great. And it's still something that I'm working on, and it's a work in progress. I'm still refining my life. And that's kind of why we started this podcast, so that we can refine our lives together, because there's still changes that I want to make in my life, but I haven't yet. And we just want to do it together and go through, hey, I'm trying this and it's not working. Let's try something different. So that's a really quick synopsis of my story.
That's awesome. We're so happy that we've now both been able to share our stories with you guys, to kind of give you just more perspective and a background on how we started the podcast, where we've come from in the past few years, and just kind of where we're at now. And in the next couple weeks, in the next couple episodes, we're going to start diving deeper into a few of the things that we've both touched on, or we've both said, like we've changed exercise patterns, or we started eating more protein, or just different things like that. We'll start doing specific episodes on to start helping you guys now that you've heard our stories.
Yes, which we are so excited to get. I'm really excited to get into those and the details. And we're going to do research behind it, and we're going to back it up with articles for you all, so you can look into it too if you're more interested.
Yeah, we can't wait. So thank you guys so much for listening, and we'll talk to you again in 2 weeks.
Bye.
Bye.